What's good, y'all? Thought I'd check in, see how you guys are doing. Let me drink some of this water. I'm drinking enough water. I mean, I should. But, yeah, I just been in this funk, and I'm just trying to figure out where I lost it. I'm just trying to figure out how to get back to where I was. I came up with the phrase, sometimes you have to recall who you were in order to remember who you are. So I'm looking at old videos because in the fitness industry, I was your boy. Couldn't nobody touch me. I mean, I could hang with the best of them, hang with the big dogs. I used to create so many um, outlandish, off the cuff exercises the exercises you see today that look like it's a progression or it's advanced. I was doing that 20 years ago. The Bosu balls. I can do push-ups on. I can still do push-ups on all four balls. I can do push-ups on 4, 3, 2, and 1. Still to this day, I can kneel on a stability ball, throw the ball bounding. I can still do that at 55, almost 56 years old. I still pride myself on maintaining some things that I still used to do back in the day. I still move, I'm still agile. I might not be as quick as I used to be, but I still got that. I still got that strength. If that makes any sense. I'm just, like I said, I'm just checking in and talking about my journey and talking about how I was so focused on getting monetized, I think I lost the true vision of why I started in the first place. So I started my YouTube channel October 11th, 2011. Is that right? Is it October 10, 11? I think it's 10, 11. Hold on. I'm going to be sure because I don't want to give you false information. Let's see. Boom, more. Yeah. Oh, 7. 10 October 7th, 2011. So that's when I first started my YouTube channel and haven't been monetized. I've never had it taken away because I've never been monetized. So you can't take something away that you never had. So I follow this guy. His name is Antoine Fisher. Follow this guy. He's really good. So he said something the other day that kind of made me think. He says, I'm just documenting my journey on trying to get monetized. He said he had this channel for 5 years, he said, and he's never been monetized. And I'm like, bro, I feel you. It's like I feel your pain. And the first time I was invited to be YouTube partner, and this is gonna be my last video talk about it. I promise you, I'm not gonna talk about it ever again. Well, I can't say ever, but I'm not. I'm a purposely not talk about it. Can I speak? Can't even speak today. So I'm not gonna talk about it. This is gonna be my last video of me, just being upset or being confused because when I see the numbers, it just doesn't add up. I was on a conference call. I was on a chat with YouTube for, it had to be at least 45 minutes to an hour. I kid you not. We were going back and forth. We were going back and forth so much. We was wearing each other out. I wasn't tapping out. So she had to send me to her supervisor. And still, same thing, was going back and forth. And I'm like, wow. So at this point, I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to just use YouTube for what it's used for documentation purposes. Because when my kids were younger, they had a YouTube channel. And it's funny because I look at it sometimes like, man, that was something else. They were before their time. And not saying this because they're my children. It's like I used to watch how they used to set stuff. And probably because they used to watch me. They would set the little scenes up and they would like talk and they would talk in voices and they would have like little scenes and skits. And I'm like, man, just think if they kept that going. So I'm remembering why I started in the first place. If that makes any sense. So I'm just gonna use YouTube as documentation purposes. It's what it's used for. Maybe something I say along the way can help somebody else, and we shall see. So again, my channel is focused on mental health, focused on getting back to how I was. I'm gonna talk about fitness because I have a fitness channel. I have the Fitness Chronicles season 1 to season 8. We're in season 8. And I've been doing this for 8 years, documenting. I'm still getting tongue tied. Drink some more water. just documenting my journey, just in fitness, the things I used to do. I was new to the YouTube game then because you got to think I was doing this way before cell phones. I remember cell phone one, Apple one, I mean. Yeah, I still have it. This isn't it. I got like five. I got five phones. I got the phone I film with. This is my main phone. This is the camera phone. This is the camera phone. This is the camera phone. Where's the other one at? And where is it? Hold up. Where they at? And this is one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and main phone 6. So these are 6 phones that I have. It's like when I upgrade, I just never turned them in. I just held on to them. And where I got that idea from is when I worked for Fox TV, and I pride myself on keeping receipts. So when I worked at Fox TV, you can look this up. It's all public knowledge. I'm friendly. And I was chatting with the marketing team, the ones who did all our social media platform, and I went by their office, and I'm like, yo, forgot his name. What's that? And he had a stack of phones on his desk. I'm like, what is that? He was like, John Siebert, who was running all the stations, he ordered all these iPhones for the mobile journalists, and he had a gimbal. I got rid of all my gimbals because I have something totally different. I'm like, what is that? He was like, it's the DJI gimbal. At the time, they were like $800. Now they cheap. You can get one for like $40 now, $25 now. And I'm like, for what? He was like, he ordered this for the mobile journalists so they could film on location, airdrop it, and by the time they get back to the station, it's already edited. Because at the time, this Apple phone was the only one that shot in 4K at 60 frames per second. That was the first time a smartphone did that. Now they all shoot in 4K. But at the time, they didn't. They just shot in high definition, which was still clear. I'm not sure what the settings is on this one. I think this is one. I think this might be 4K. We'll see. I'll check after I upload it. But anyway, I'm like, interesting. Because he said the iPhone at the time, 4K, had the same technology as their big cameras. It was just smaller. So I'm like, So every time I would upgrade my phone, instead of me turning it in, I would keep it for an extra camera. And so I just taught myself and learned and asked as many questions as I could, like, how do you film? How do you do this? I learned that it's not really specifically what you film with. Yes and no, it is, but it's how you edit. Because if you're a good editor, you can make bad stuff look good. And the sound is key. I have my mic here. I have my DJI Mic 2. I use this for my Osmo Pocket 3, which I'm going to talk about that in a different video because that is my camera. That's like my go-to. Goes everywhere with me. If you see my backpack, you see me, I got my camera with me because I'm always filming something. So I'm like, okay. So I figured out how to shoot in different angles with an iPhone. And I use it as my main camera. Even when I do all of my shows, all the podcasts, even all the big production films that I do, like, the studio lifestyle shows, all shot on an iPhone. I used to shoot an iPad, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't like how its camera, the sensor was just something was different, something was off. So I just used iPhones. I had an iPhone 8, a 9, the SE. Now I got the 14. I haven't done the 15 yet. I know the cameras, they say it's a little better, but I don't know. How much can you improve a camera? Somebody leave me a comment. If I'm saying something you like, it resonates with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to have you here on this journey with me because like I said, I'm not going to talk about monetization. I just want you here for the journey. Because I think sometimes the journey is sweeter than the destination. If that makes any sense. Sometimes the journey can be sweeter or better than the destination. You know why? Because some of the people who you meet along the way. That's what I was thinking about yesterday when I was driving in the car. Because for the past, let me see, it's 2025, for the past 3 years now, I don't drive in my car with the radio on. It's usually silent because I want to get into my thoughts. I want to become grounded. I want to start my day with intention, with purpose, something meaningful, if that makes any sense. So lately, I've just been driving with just nature sounds, whatever's outside the car, the tires, people honking, because I found that by not listening to music, your other senses heighten. They come into play, like sight, like your inner sight, that third eye. I see things clear, and also for the past I could check. I got my phone. I forget. I got my main phone here. For the past, excuse me, I think 2 years. I've been keeping, 2 years. I've been keeping a dream diary, and I write down everything I remember because if you don't write it down quickly, you will forget. So I keep my phone. I used to keep it in the bedroom, and then I started keeping it away from the bed, and then I keep it in my office, um, just so I can remember, run to it because I've been learning how to not sleep or depend on my phone all the time. That dopamine, what's going on? FOMO, fear of missing out. So I'm learning to detach from certain gadgets and devices, if that makes any sense. So back to the dream diary. So as soon as I wake up, I get up right away. I used to hit snooze. I don't hit snooze as often as I used to. I do occasionally, I'm not gonna lie. But if I don't, I get up right away. Especially if I have a good, vivid dream, I want to get up and document it as soon as possible. And I look back to see what was I thinking about. And also, I started to share my dream diary with my wife. So in the notes, you can share it actually. And so one day she was like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good." And she was like, "No, the other day you had a bad dream." I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I shared my diary with you." So she reads it too. So I think that's important as well, to not keep those, lucid dreams, those lucid thoughts to yourself. Like I said before in the past in some other videos, if you're watching, you're watching. If not, I'm going to repeat myself and I'm being redundant, so forgive me. I believe that mental health is real. Documentation is probably just as strong, if not stronger, because you can look back and reference what you were thinking about, what you were doing, in the essence that you were in at the moment, if that makes any sense. And I use videos as living document of where you were. So like I said, I'm using YouTube for what it is. I can look back into my journey because right now I am six. Hold on. I pride myself on keeping good notes. Documentation is key. And I think college did that to me because when I write papers, they're big on citations. Where'd you get that from? References. You got to find at least three. You got to, and there's a step to how you find if something's factual. Is it clickbait? Is it fake news? So they taught us how to actually find reputable websites or news outlets to actually document if something is real or fake or not. So even when I say comments, from time to time, I catch myself leaving references so people can go, okay, he ain't just talking out of the side of his head. So let me go back. Where am I? My ASU, because I'm an ASU student, Forkham. That's not a gang sign. Let me see. Sociology is my main focus. Pre-med, of course. Let's see. Sociology. Let's do the DARS. DARS is like, you can view the progress and you can run an audit to see where you are. Run audit, run default. It's doing its thing. So I think I'm 6 classes away, not including the class I'm taking now. So October, I'll be done. Let me see. Here we go. View. Boom, 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 boom. So 19 units away. That's about 4.5 classes. Well, 4 and some change. So I'm projected to be done by the end of the year. So, and I'm happy about that. So after that, and then preparing mentally for my pathway program, because at my age, not just my age, I like guarantees, if that makes any sense. So ASU and U of A have what's called a pathway program, where they guarantee you medical school, and you get a master's at the same time, because the classes you take are very similar to what you're. Matter of fact, I know people who were in the pathway program, and they were like, the classes that we took are the same as in med school. And I know people who aren't in the pathway program who know about the pathway program, and they go, yeah, those classes, it's the same thing. So I'm doing the pathway program. That's the goal. And again, I'm 55. I'll be 56 in June, God willing. Um, and I'm using this as just documentation to see my journey, how far I've come. And I think as people, we tend to be so forward driven. Like, I want this, I want to go here, I want to go take this trip. I want. And we tend to forget how far we've come. I pride myself on being able to look back and go, man, I ain't back there no more. And I think we can all learn from our mistakes. We can learn from my father. I always reference him, and I wish we had a better relationship. But I always say, he always used to say, you can learn from a fool. I'm like, I didn't know what that meant until I got older. I'm like, what's that mean? He said, you can learn what not to do. And I'm like, huh, I get it now. So he's still living. Like I said, we don't talk. My mom passed away. I wish I still had her with me just to cuss me out. I just want to hear her voice. And it's funny because it's in the bedroom. I have a Build-A-Bear, and the voice is actually hers. You know, you can record it. So my wife kept a recording of her reading a book to our children the year before she died. It's almost like she knew. It was weird. And looking back, like I'm saying, if you look back, you can figure things out. I think she knew she was sick. So she died of Crohn's and diabetes, a complication of diabetes. And they said that she just over medicated herself, and she went in her sleep. Because when we got there, the whole scene was, there was two police cars, a fire truck, and an ambulance, and the whole block just people outside, just like in chaos. It was a scene fresh out of a movie. I'm numb. Don't touch me. I just want to see my mom. Get away from me. It's me, my wife, oldest daughter, youngest daughter. Youngest was little. We're going to the house. Her estranged husband was there. They got back together. House full of people. And my question was, why are all these people here? And I felt at the time, I felt at the time I was doing the detective's job. Because I'm like, that's her husband, right? Who called the police? Who found her? Why are all these people here? Why are you walking around the house throwing stuff away? That was my instinct. I'm like, what's going on? If I was the officer, I would have had everybody. I told him that when we was outside. I was like, this is like chess. I was like, I would have had everybody sit down. Sit down. Who are you? How'd you know the victim? How long you been here? How long she been here? When did you decide to call the police? Those are my questions that I told them. So I still have questions to this day. So she died of Crohn's and diabetes, and they said the police officer was in the room. He was, I can't leave because technically it's still a crime scene. He said that to me. So it's me, my mom laying on the floor, covered in a sheet, and the police officer in the corner doing his report. And I'm holding her. And at the time, my brothers didn't know she had passed away. And I'm like, man, because she swore me to secrecy. She was like, Ro, my family calls me Ro. She was like, Ro, don't tell the boys, my brothers, don't tell the boys I'm here. And I'm like, you know what you asked me to do, Mom? That's tough. And I was like, I'll tell you what, I won't say anything. But if my brothers ask me, where's Mom? I'm going to tell them, because I can't lie to I'll keep your secret, but if they ask me, I'm going to tell them, because I'm loyal to a fault. And I got that from my mom. She said I was loyal to a fault. I'm loyal to principles. I'm loyal to people who probably I shouldn't be loyal to, who did me wrong, stabbed me in the back, because I have that innocent heart. I have that I want to help, or I have that innocent, like, I believe you. Not all the time, because I'm like, I don't trust nobody. especially them spam calls. I'd be like having fun with them sometimes. It's like, yeah, really, I want a lot of. Come on now. So anyway, like I said, my mom passed away. That was a rough patch. Um, Sometimes I'll blame myself, like for not trying hard enough. Like I could have did CPR after they already left, but I'm like maybe I could have did something, or maybe I could have got there sooner, or I don't know. You always play things like the what ifs, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas in your heart, and that was a rough patch. So she's gone, but she's with me in spirit, and she's with my heart. And like I said, my dad, he's still living. I wish we had a better relationship, but we don't. And I find myself quoting him a lot, like his one-liners. Like he had a lot of one-liners. Um, he would tell you in his face that he was a womanizer. Um, he tried to teach me the five F's. Yeah, find them, fool them, fill them, and forget them. That was his philosophy. To this day, he'll tell you. If we sat down with that man today, that would be a show. And he ain't even trying to be funny. That's just how he is. But like I said, I'm using this as documentation, my journey, my mental health journey, me getting back to my fitness grind, my journey from as a girl dad, having teenage daughters, my journey as a husband, married 21 years, and just document it, if that makes any sense. And if, like I said, if I say something that resonates with you, hey, give me a like, follow, subscribe, comment, and I'll see if we can help each other out. I'm not gonna waste too much of your time. Like I said, I just want to chop on and see how y'all doing and just chit chat with you, see how y'all doing. All right, stay fit, stay focused, and this is part of my series. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but I'm just documenting my journey. All right, stay fit, stay focused, and I'll catch you. I'll catch you tomorrow. See what's going on. All right, but I'm making coffee. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. I have one person on the hike. So I have a job, part-time job at this beautiful resort and spa in Scottsdale. It's bougie. It's like off the top. So I am surrounded by people who have disposable income, who have multiple businesses, doctors, lawyers, entertainers, you name it. I've seen some tough people, some high. Matter of fact, that should be a series of the people who I meet who I don't recognize, because I treat everybody the same. So my last story. So we get an email of all the celebrities and all the entertainers, all the big wigs who come to the hotel, their name and their VIP, where they're staying, if they're staying on the main hotel or this boutique hotel that we have on the grounds, because we're supposed to treat them a certain way. I treat everybody the same. I treat everybody as if you royalty. I don't care. I'm friendly. Good morning, how you doing? Welcome. You know, you got a code switch. You got to talk in tongues sometimes. You can't talk street talk at the hotel. So anyway, guy and girl come in. Good morning, how you doing? Where's home? You celebrate anything? He said, I'm from Miami. And I was like, okay, what we celebrating? He said, I'm just here for work. I was like, good, if you need something, let me know. He said, yeah, I will. I said, you okay? He looked a little tired. I'm like, did you sleep okay last night? He said, no, I slept horrible. I'm like, oh no. I said, tell you what, I'm gonna call housekeeping. I'm gonna have them send you some extra pillows, but take one pillow and put between your knee. It'll take the pressure off your back. He says, okay. He comes in the next day by himself. I'm like, hey, where's your wife? He says, oh, that's not my wife. That's my assistant. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get you in trouble. You know how rumors fly. I said, if you need something, you let me know. He goes to work out. At the time, I was working with this old guy from New York. Old, grumpy old man. I liked him. I get along with grumpy old man. For some reason, we gel. So I liked him. He and I got along perfect. But other people in the hotel, they was like, stay away from dude because he mean. He was just a straight shooter. New York. He loved baseball. Like I said, I'm 55 now. I think I was 52, 51. I was early 50s. And out of respect, there was a TV in front of my desk that we kept on baseball just for him. He comes in day 3, super excited. Oh man, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, look, man, you getting too happy. So I know it's about baseball. I don't want to hear. He said, no, let me tell you. You know who's staying here? I'm like, let's talk about it later. I got distracted by somebody else coming in. Again, like I said, I'm friendly. I'm like, good morning. Got lost, distracted, came back like maybe 10, 15 minutes later. Like I said, the TV was on. I'm like, wait a minute. That's the guy I was talking to. He was like, you idiot. You don't know who Derek Jeter is? Yeah, didn't know. So the man Derek comes in the fourth day. I'm like, hey, come here. He comes this close. I'm like, hey, I didn't know you played baseball. He told me, he was like, I thought you was pulling my leg. You didn't know who I was. I said, I thought you were just a regular guy. He was like, thank you. I said, for what? Treat me like a regular person. Because we talked for 4 days in a row and you didn't really know who I was. I'm like, hey, I treat everybody the same. Because to be honest, when he first came in, he looks like my younger brother. I'm gonna just be completely transparent. So when he came in, I was like, hey, because I thought it was my brother Tony, just to be honest. But yeah, that's my Derek Jeter story. Talked to that man for 4 days in a row, didn't know who he was. Who else? We see all kind of people. Paul McCartney, good guy. We've had conversations. Wonderful man. I mean, it's crazy to see a Beatle. One of the Beatles just working out at the gym, just like wow, just like I'm one of y'all. He did have security, of course. He was surrounded by people, but yeah, he's a good man. He's a good dude. So anyway, like I said, I'm just using this platform to do what it's meant to do. Document your journey. And if I say something again that resonates with you, hey, give me a like, follow, leave a comment, and like I said, we can help each other. Stay fit, stay focused, and for real this time. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.